This book was everything I wanted it to be. Hello everyone, welcome to my little corner. In this video, I'm gonna be reviewing Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum. I don't know how to say her last name. To be honest with you, this is the cutest book cover I've ever seen. So I'd first like to begin by reading you the synopsis of the book. So the synopsis goes like this. Jessie has just started her junior year at an ultra-intimidating LA prep school where she knows no one except for her new stepmonster's pretentious teenage son. Just when she's thinking about hightailing it back to Chicago to her friends who understand she's still grieving the death of her mother, she gets an email from a person calling themselves Somebody Nobody, SN for short, offering to help her navigate the wilds of Wood Valley High School. In a leap of faith or an act of complete desperation, Jessie begins to rely on SN, and SN quickly becomes her lifeline and closest ally. Jessie can help wanting to meet SN in person, but are some mysteries better left unsolved? So the whole story is told by the eyes of Jessie, so you basically feel and experience everything that she's experiencing. Not long after high school begins, she gets an email from a person called Somebody Nobody. And that person becomes like her best friend. That person is always helping her, telling her everything that she needs to know about the school, everything she needs to know about all the people in the school, and they quickly become almost inseparable in a way. So basically, she doesn't know his identity, but he knows her. So there's always this mystery of who SN is. And honestly, this book was a page turner. I was just like, I need to know who he is. So the book touches on the subject of, just like I mentioned, there's a death of a parent, and then that parent who's left remarries, and then her life completely changed, and it wasn't even up to her. And even though I've never experienced anything like that, I could tell that she was having a hard time, and it is painful because at the same time she's still grieving for her mother. And the book also touches very, very lightly on other subjects like alcohol, drugs, sex, and bullying. It doesn't really go too much into it. It doesn't get dark or anything. There's nothing explicit on it. So after just a few months in that new school, and with the help of SN, Jessie kind of becomes like a little bit popular. So as the book was reaching the end and kind of like reaching the climax of the book, you're kind of, that is the moment when you're gonna find out, okay, who is SN? And at that moment, she's like torn between, there's a guy who likes her, there's a guy she has a crush on, and then there's SN, which she also likes. So she's kind of like divided with 3 guys. Like, the author of the book did an amazing job with this, because she didn't just like throw SN like, okay, this is who he is, that's it. No, even at the end, when you think that it's over, there's still a lot of suspense and still a lot of mystery until you find out, okay, who is he? So in the book, there's also a lot of text conversations between SN and Jessie, which every time there's like text conversations or email conversations in a book, I always feel like it's a lot of fun to read those parts. And the reason why the book is called Tell Me 3 Things is because Jessie and SN kind of start doing this thing where every day they tell each other 3 things about them that the other doesn't know, which I thought it's pretty cute, it's pretty adorable. This book, it is so good, it is so light, it is a page turner, and honestly, I just couldn't put it down because I just needed to know who SN was. And at the end of the book, I finally find out who SN is, and honestly, I was so happy. And the book ended, I was so happy because the whole thing was great. The ending did not disappoint, and I was actually also a little bit sad just for the fact that it was over. I could totally see this book turning into like a Netflix movie, but even though every time I finish reading a book and I really love the book, I always feel like I want that book to be a movie, just because you know, now the book is over and you kind of want to see it again in a different way. But at the same time, I'm also scared that they're gonna ruin the whole thing. So in the end, this book was everything I wanted it to be. I will give it 5 stars. It is amazing. I would totally recommend. And when I look at the back, there's this author has a new book called What to Say Next. And honestly, the cover, it is so adorable too for that book. I am definitely gonna get that one and read it. So this was my review for Tell Me 3 Things. Have you read this book? If you did, what did you think of it? I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe because I will see you next time. Bye bye.